And I am so disappointed with the police. I just watched that video that was put on YouTube a couple days ago of the sign guy, Mike the sign guy, the guy that's always holding the sign, with random messages on it, telling people shit. I just saw that video of him getting arrested online. And just the way they were treating him, like they were trying to explain, they're trying to twist the fact that he was just standing there with a sign into him obstructing other people, or the fact that he was doing something to affect somebody else. Like, it's almost like you can't even mind your own business anymore. You're not allowed to mind your own business. You're not allowed to be alone. You're not allowed to ignore certain people, because if you do, you will be treated like a violent criminal. You won't have any rights. You won't have, your freedom of speech will not be respected. You will be dealt with violently. You'll be thrown in a cage, and you will be, they're going to swallow the fucking key. They have a billion other people that they did it to, because you're just one in 1,000, okay? Because this mob, these goons, they go around like fucking villains, and they just create so many of these situations that the courts, that the judges preside over, can't even keep up with it. So there's no justice regarding this, regarding the way that these police are operating. There's no court oversight. There's no regulatory judicial process, because the system has been overwhelmed and flooded with these cases. We don't have enough judges in Canada. We don't have enough judges in the UK. There's not enough judges in any English-speaking country to preside over the tyranny and total rape of our freedoms and rights that's taking place. Okay? Because if there was, they wouldn't be able to afford the hell there is to pay. They just simply wouldn't. The governments and the responsible ruling parties, they would not be able to afford the hell there is to pay financially if lawfare was wielded against them. And if the letter of the law was followed. These people, these police officers, they're not your friend. They're not there to protect you. They're not there to protect your community. They work for this criminal organization known as the government that has completely overthrown, taken over, and superseded the natural citizens of their countries. Here in Canada, here in the United Kingdom, in Australia, all of these places, they no longer have democratic governments. We now have criminal mafiosas, okay, that have totally taken over the channels of communication. They've taken over the public justice system. They've taken over every facet, every government facet of our society. We have an element of our society, of our group, okay, that has been subverted and turned into goons for these criminals. Okay, a lot of these police officers, they didn't do well in school. They never went to university. They never fell in love. They never got to experience all of these things that you and I experienced as healthy, fully embodied people. A lot of these guys were bullies, okay, or they were bullied in school. These people who are that work as police are often the lowest of the low. Okay, they are on the bottom rung of society. In the last 2 years, Toronto has doubled the size of its police force, and they didn't double that by educating twice as many people and sending twice as many people to the police academy. No, they went to Jimmy John's, they went to Burger King, they went to Tim Hortons, and they found the stupidest, most wound up, annoyed, confrontational, and nasty people that have nothing better to do with their lives to work these jobs. And that's who's policing you. That's who's working for Justin Trudeau. That's who's working for Mark Carney. That's who's sending these goons, okay? That's who these goons are, that are being sent after you to harass you and your home and your families. We need to come together and recognize the situation at hand, and by any means necessary, resolve the situation. We as adults, we as men have a responsibility to our fellow man, to our children, to uphold the ideals, to uphold the rights of a Canadian civilized society imagined under a British common law system, something that was envisioned hundreds of years ago under the Magna Carta. We deserve a civilized society, and if that is threatened, if that has been taken away from us, then it is up to us to do everything, up until including sacrificing our own lives, to stop these people and put an end to this. We need to save our country. We need to save our freedom. We need to take a stand for our rights. And by any means necessary, we must put these people in their place. Amen.